operations. Now, what kind of arithmetic operation it will perform? Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. What kind of logical operation it will perform? Logical and, logical or, logical not, and so on. Okay, so it is going to perform all the different type of calculative work of your computer system. Who will give the input? The input will be given by the user. It will be given, the input given by the user will go to the CPU, and which part of the CPU? To the ALU part. After that, ALU will complete its processing, store the result in the accumulator, and then display the output to the user on the screen. So we have seen that your computer understands only a language called as binary, which is in the form of 0 and 1. So what did we see yesterday? We converted this binary into decimal. We also saw that we can convert binary into octal, and we have also seen that we can convert binary into hexadecimal. Then we also saw that we can convert a decimal to binary, decimal to octal, and decimal to hexadecimal. Then we had also seen BCD code. What was that BCD code? Representing the number in the group of 3. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Where we consider 4 to 1. Out of 8, 4 to 1, we consider 4 to 1. Okay? So I hope this everything is clear to you. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
today we'll be starting the next part, that is representation of data in the computer. So how do we represent the data in the computer? We represent it by using a sign magnitude. Okay, we represent it by using a sign magnitude. Now what is the sign magnitude? Any idea from the D part that we have studied?
Negative and positive sign numbers.
I cannot hear. Okay. So if a number is positive, I represent it with 0. Yes or no?
Yes.
And if the number
Yes,
is
ma'am.
positive, I represent it with 1. Correct? Yes?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
So if I want to represent the number 12, what will I do? I will convert this 12 decimal into binary, and since this 12 is a positive number, therefore I will append 0 in front of the answer. If it is a negative 12, what will I do? I will append 1 in front of the conversion. Yes or no?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, do you know what is 1's complement and 2's complement?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
What is
ma'am.
1's complement? Converting 0 to 1 and 1 to 0. Yes?
0.
And what is 2's complement? First, I will convert it into 1's complement, and then I will add 1 to it in order to get a 2's complement. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So if I
Yes,
give
ma'am.
you a number, can you convert that number into 1's complement and 2's complement? Yes?
Sorry, ma'am.
If I give you a number, can you convert it into 1's complement and 2's complement?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, take the number, represent, represent. Wait a minute. One, 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 4 times 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. 4 times 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. Convert this into 1's complement first and then into 2's complement.
Then
Is it done? Is it
yes,
done?
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am.
The question was 11110101. Now I told you to convert it into ones complement. So what will be ones complement? 1 will be converted into 0, 0 is converted into 1. 1 in 0, 0 in 1, 1 in 0, 1 in 0, 1 in 0, 1 in 0. Is this answer correct for everything?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next, what is 2's complement? 2's complement will be 2's complement will be adding 1 to 1's complement. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
0
ma'am.
plus 1 is 1. 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0. Is this correct? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Has
Yes,
everyone
ma'am.
got the same answer?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we all know that how to convert a binary number into one's complement and how to convert the same number into two's complement also. Should I go ahead?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now what are we going to see? We are going to talk about sign magnitude. So when I say sign magnitude, what did I say? If a number is positive, we append 0, but if the number is negative, we append 1. Correct?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
So what do? We have a decimal number with us. We convert that decimal into binary and then we convert that binary in a sign magnitude. Correct? We have a decimal number with us. If I tell you to represent this decimal number using sign magnitude, what you will do is you will convert this decimal into binary and then append a sign magnitude. Is it clear up to here?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Let us take one example. Now in the question, it will be written whether you have to represent it in 8 bits or you have to represent it in 14 bits. So when I say represent 12 using sign magnitude, I will mention in the question whether it is 8 bit to be represented or 4 bit to be represented. Okay? So when I say represent 12 using sign magnitude, considering 8 bits. So what you have to do is you have to represent this 12 in how many bits? In 8 bits. Clear up to here?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So let us see how do we represent 12 in sign magnitude using the 8-bit representation. 12 is a decimal number.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So to convert it into sign magnitude, I have to first convert into binary. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
But in how
ma'am.
many bits? It has to be 8 bits. So convert 12 into binary using 8 bits. It's 12 double one double zero.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. How many bits are these?
4.
4
4.
bits. How many bit representation I want? 8
8.
bits. So
8
what
bits.
I will append? I will append that many zeros. But when I come to the 8th bit, I have to use what? I have to use the sign magnitude. So check whether is the number positive or negative? Positive. If it is
Positive.
positive, I have to append
0.
0. So this is The decimal number 12 is represented in binary form using sign magnitude. Understood?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Now can you represent number 15 in sign magnitude using 8 bits? Do this. Represent 15 decimal number using sign magnitude, and the representation should be 8 bits. What you will do first? Convert 15 decimal into
Binary.
binary. So what will be the binary of 15? 1, 1, 1.
Zero, zero,
Yes
zero.
or no? I have to represent in how many bits? 8 bits.
8 bits.
So I will append 4 more zeros. But last bit, when I append, I need to check the number over here. Is it positive or negative? Since it is
Positive.
positive, so I will append 0. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, everybody.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
Now,
ma'am.
if I say represent minus 12, what you will do?
1 in place of
Write
0.
1 in place of
First
0.
convert 12 into binary. What is it? 1, 1, 0, 0. How many bit representation I want? 8 bit. So what I will do, I will append more 4 zeros to make it 8 bit. But last bit is what? It is a sign magnitude. So I check the sign of the number. Since it is negative, so I can replace it by
1.
1. So the 0 will be replaced by 1. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Now can you represent minus 15 with sign magnitude in 8 bit?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What you will do, convert 15 into binary. So it is triple 1, 0. How many bits I sorry, triple 4 times 1. How many bits I want? 8 bits. So I'll append more 4 zeros to make it 8 bits. But first bit that is considered to be as sign magnitude. So I check the sign of a number. What is it? It is negative. So since it is negative, I have to replace it with 1. Understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
I have to replace this with 1. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so now do you know how to represent a number using a sign magnitude?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Take a number, represent 0, represent 0 and minus 0, represent 0 and minus 0 using sign magnitude representation. Represent 0 and minus 0 using sign magnitude representation. Assume size of register as 8 bits. Assume size of register as 8 bits. Is it done?
Yes, ma'am.
For 0,
Yes, ma'am.
for 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Positive 0. Yes or no?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
If it is negative 0, it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But since the number is negative, so I will replace this with 1. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, whatever we did, what we are learning a topic representation of data. ruler. Yes or no? There are two types of representation. One was fixed representation and one is floating representation. How many types are there? Two types, fixed point representation and floating point representation. So the one which we saw, sign magnitude, one's complement, two's complement, and then sign magnitude using two's complement. All these are considered to be fixed point representation. Is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So we have seen sign magnitude. If the number is positive, we use 0. If the number is negative, we use 1. One's complement, change 0 to 1 and 1 to 0. Two's complement, convert it into one's complement and then add 1 to it. What we'll be seeing now is sign magnitude using 2's complement. Okay? This we are going to see now, and after that we will see what is floating point representation. Is this clear? So there are two ways to represent the data in computer. One form is fixed point representation and second form is floating point representation. Clear up till here?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, 2's complement is 1's complement plus 1, na?
Sorry?
2's complement is 1's complement plus 1.
One's complement plus 1. Okay. Take down a question. Represent 12 and minus 12. Represent 12 and minus 12 using 2's complement representation. Represent 12 and minus 12 using 2's complement representation. Assume the register size as 8 bits. Assume register size as 8 bits. Somebody raised hand. Is the question written?
Yes,
Is the question? I repeat the question. Represent 12 and minus 12. 12 and minus 12 using 2's complement where the register size is of 4 bits. Sorry, 8 bits. Register size is of 8 bits. Now, how will you represent positive 12? What you will do?
1100.
Convert it into binary. So it is 1100. How many bits I want? 8 bits. So I will append 4 more zeros. Since the number is positive, I will keep the 0 as it is. Is this understood up till here?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now what I have to do is, when I say minus 12 is nothing but the sign magnitude using 2's complement. If I have a positive number, if it is told to represent it using 2's complement, so its minus 12 becomes the sign magnitude using 2's complement. Are you understanding this?
Yes, ma'am.
So if I give a number 15, what will be minus 15? Minus 15 will be sign magnitude using 2's complement. If I give a number 25, what will be minus 25? It will be sign magnitude using 2's complement. Are you understanding this?
Yes, ma'am.
So now what I have to do is, I have to get the answer for this minus 12. So what do I do is, I have to use 2's complement. So what do I do is, I take 1's complement of this. What will be 1's complement of 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0. This is your positive 12. इसका 2's complement क्या होगा? 1's complement will be 0 converted to 1, 0 converted to 1, 1 converted to 0, 1 converted to 0, 0 to 1, 0 to 1, 0 to 1, 0 to 1. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
So 4 times 1, double 0, double 1. Correct. This is what? This is 1's complement. Now what do I want is, I want 2's complement. So what will be 2's complement? I have to add 1 to this. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So can I use a shortcut for calculating 2's complement?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Do
ma'am.
you know that shortcut?
Yes, ma'am.
What is it? If the number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. If the number is like this, you have to, suppose if the number is like this, keep the 0 as it is, keep the first one as it is. After that, take 1's complement of it. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so what we do is, we will not always keep on adding 1 and waste our time. We will use another way. So keep the first one as it is, keep changing the remaining bits. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Wait a minute. 0, 0, 0, double 1. 1's complement is 4 times 1, 0, 0, double 1. Plus 1 to it will become, we are getting answer wrong.
मैम सेकंड्स कॉम्प्लीमेंट बोल रहे थे
Let us add it to 1. 1 plus 1, 0, 1 plus 1, 0, carry 1. 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1. This is 4 times 1, 0, 1, 0, 0. Okay, this is correct. So this is what is minus 12 representation of sign magnitude. See, what did I do? Do not go with another way. Let us waste time to get our answer correct and add 1. We have 12, binary of 12 is this. What do we want? We want minus 12. What is minus 12? 2's complement with sign representation of 12 will give me minus 12. So I have binary of it, I have written it as it is. Convert it into 1's complement, add 1 to it, whatever is the result is nothing but minus 12. Did you understand this?
Yes, ma'am.
Everybody?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, take another number and get to see if we have understood. Be present 48 and minus 48 using 2's complement with register size as 8 bits. See, always in the exam you will get 8 bits only. Do this. First give me the answer of 48. 48 का binary बताओ मुझे. How do you
1100.
calculate the binary? So how do you represent decimal into binary dividing by 2? करो 48 को कन्वर्ट करके बताओ.
Double one.
Is the binary of 48 correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So how many bits I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many should I have made? 7, 8. Will I change this 0? No, because another
No.
is positive. Now when I want 48, what I will do? I will do 2's complement. So I will take first 1's complement. and then I will add 1 to it. 1 plus 1, 0, 1. Is this the answer that everybody has got?
Yes, ma'am.
What about others?
Yes, ma'am.
Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Should we go to the next topic?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we have seen the first representation of numbers, that is fixed point. Sign magnitude, 1's complement, 2's complement, and 2's complement for the with the sign magnitude. Is this clear, everybody?
Yes, ma'am.
Let us go to the next topic, that is floating point representation. Okay. Now, now the next part is floating point representation. When I say floating point representation, it is divided into two parts, mantissa and exponent. So whenever any number is given, that number is divided into mantissa plus exponent. Okay. Why it is called floating point? Because we have fraction over here. Okay, therefore it is considered as floating point. And what do we have to do whenever we have this kind of fraction? We have to represent it with mantissa and exponent. So when I shift this fraction 2 points before, what will happen? Can I say it is raised to 2?
Yes, ma'am.
So what I have written, 0.1364 into 10 raised to 2. From where these 2 have come, because I have shifted 2 points. Therefore, I have written it as 2. Since the number is decimal, therefore it is into 10 raised to 2. Understood up till here?
Yes, ma'am.
So whatever you have represented with the shifting of point is considered to be as exponent, and the part left is considered to be as a matrix. Are you understanding this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So if I have a number 25.64, how will I represent this using a floating point representation? I write
Point.
0.2564 into 10 raised to 2, where 2 is the exponent and 2564 is the matrix. Is this clear?
Ma'am,
Bolo.
ma'am, only the power is known as the exponent, no?
Yes, only the power is known as the exponent. Okay. This can be considered as base. This can be considered as base. But we do not write base because we require only matrix and exponent. Okay. So power is considered to be as exponent. Whatever is left ahead is considered to be as a matrix. Is this clear?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now you won't have any problems on this. Whatever will be asked will be only objective types of questions or theory questions. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Or it may be a number is given like this, identify which is exponent, identify which is matrix. Can you do that? Can you do that identification?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay. Should I go to the next topic?
Yes, ma'am.
Now let us understand what is the actual arithmetic of a computer. Okay. Now see, we are going to understand computer arithmetic. And first arithmetic is addition of positive numbers. Computer understands which language?
Binary.
Binary, which is either in the form of 0 or in the form of 1. So what are we going to do? We'll be doing addition of zeros and ones. Okay. So x and y, what are these two? These are the two numbers in which we are going to do the addition. Now whenever we do addition, we get some kind of result. That result is called as sum. Now we may also generate some type of carry. So many a times when we do the addition of two numbers, we also have to add a carry in order to get a new sum. Is this aware to you?
Yes, ma'am.
We are going to do addition of two numbers. These two numbers will generate some result. Many a times when we are going to do these two additions, we also have to generate a carry. So when we do the addition of these two numbers, we also have to add a carry and then generate a new result. Clear up till here?
Yes, ma'am.
Now
Yes, ma'am.
0 plus 0 is what? 0.
0.
Okay. Carry generated is
0.
now, when I have 0 plus 0, if carry is also 0, sum will also be 0, carry will also be 0. Are you understanding this?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
0 plus 0 is what? 0.
Yes, ma'am.
0 plus carry 1. What will be the sum?
1.
1.
But what will be the carry?
0.
Because 0 plus 0 is 0, 0 plus 1 is 1, 1 plus 0 is 1, 1 plus 1 is 0 with carry 1. Do you know this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Parth, did you raise hand?
Sorry, ma'am, by mistake. I wanted to turn my mic on. Sorry.
Bolo.
Ma'am, you have drawn one more table over there because
Sorry?
it's not you have drawn one more table on the right side
This table.
after the sum table.
After the sum.
Yes, ma'am, that table is not visible.
Not visible.
Ma'am, it is
Ma'am, it's
visible.
visible.
हाँ मुझे भी दिख रहा है it is visible. Any other doubt? Parth?
No, ma'am, no, nothing.
ठीक है तो ये सबको पता है
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
कि 0 plus 0 0 होता है 0 plus 1 is 1 1 plus 0 is 1 1 plus 1 is 0 with the carry 1. So what I am doing, I am adding these three columns and I am generating these two columns. Now is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So 0 plus 0 is 0, 0 plus 0 is 0 as a sum and carry is also 0. Understood? 0 plus 0 is 0, 0 plus 1. 0 plus 1 is 1 with carry 0. So sum 1, carry 0. Understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Next, 0 plus 1 is 1. 1 plus 0. 1 plus 0 is 1. So sum is 1, carry is 0.
0.
Correct? 0 plus 1 is 1. 1 plus 1 is what? 0. So I have
0.
1 as 0. But carry is what? Carry is 1.
1.
Understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
1 plus 0 is 1. 1 plus 0 is 1 with carry 0.
0.
1 plus 0 is 1. 1 plus 1 sum is 0, carry is 1. Understanding?
1.
Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Next, 1 plus 1 is 0 with carry 1. 0 plus 0 is 0 and that carry is written over here. Understanding?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
1 plus 1 is 0 with carry 1 but 0 plus 1 is 1. Understood the chart?
Yes.
Yes.
So when I say 0 plus 0, sum 0, carry 0. 0 plus 1, sum 1, carry 0. 1 1 plus 0, sum 1, carry 0. 1 plus 1, sum is 0, carry is 1. Clear?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So now if I give you two numbers, binary number for addition, can you do that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
If the numbers are with fraction, can you do that also? Because is any rule changing for fraction? No. Take down the question.
Ma'am, your voice is breaking.
Write down the question. Find the sum. Find the sum of two binary numbers. Find the sum of two binary numbers. Binary number is written on the board. Everybody has to solve. I can ask anybody to answer.
Ma'am, done.
हाँ बोलो.
One is carry 0101.11.
What are you telling me? I don't want answer. Keep solving. I'll ask to anybody. Are you telling me answer?
Yes, ma'am.
नहीं चाहिए मुझे. मीत आंसर मैं पूछूंगी किसको तो मीत को नहीं पूछूंगी. Is it done, everybody?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, what to do if we get a carry in the end?
You have to keep the carry as it is. Martin.
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ बोलो आंसर क्या है. We go from here.
11.1010 and one carry
Sorry.
and one carry, ma'am.
So 11.10101. This is the answer that everybody has got. Yes.
No, ma'am.
No. That means this Martin
No.
is wrong.
Yes, ma'am. It double one will.
Okay, let us. 1 plus 0 is
1.
1.
1.
1. No, ma'am.
0 plus 1.
1.
1.
1.
Carry.
No.
No, ma'am.
1 plus 1 is 0.
1.
0.
0.
0 plus 1.
1 plus 1 is 0. We carry 1. 0 plus 1 is 1.
1.
1.
Is correct up to here?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
1 plus 1 is 0.
0.
0.
1. 0 plus 1
1
is
plus 1.
1.
1 plus 1 is 0 with carry 1.
1.
1
1.
plus 0 is
0.
and the carry
1.
1. Is it correct now?
Yes, ma'am.
1 0 double 0.11. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now do one more addition.
તમે તો આવો બીજો માલ ક્યાં આવ્યો આપી પાસે
Write down the question.
ચેક કરો માલ લઈ આવો હા બહારનો કલર મતલબ ત્યાં ઉકેલ ક્યાં હે આપણે
Add these two numbers. Nobody will answer until I tell.
Done, ma'am.
I have given some random number, so I am also taking the answer. 01. Is everyone having the answer? Done?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
yes ma'am
Yes, ma'am.
Let me pick. Everybody done or should I wait? Prem. Okay. Unmute and answer.
Yes, ma'am. From the right, it is
Wait,
0,
wait.
1.
From here. I want answer from here. This side.
Yes, ma'am. It is 0, 1, double 0, double 1, 0, double 1.
0, double 1.
0, 1, double 0,
Correct.
double 1, 0,
Correct.
double 1.
Correct. Everybody has got the same answer?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So do I need to give you more sums on this or is it clear to you?
Clear, ma'am.
Ma'am, can you repeat answer?
Let's go with the next topic.
Yes, ma'am.
Let us go with the next topic, that is subtraction. When we have done addition of 0 and 1, what will happen in subtraction? Will I play with these two numbers only, 0 and 1?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
0 minus 0, 0 minus 1, 1 minus 0, 1 minus 1. 0 minus 0 is
Zero.
0.
0.
any borrow?
No.
No, ma'am.
No.
0 minus 1 is
1.
1.
1.
1 with
1
Carry.
borrow.
borrow.
1.
Yes, ma'am.
1 minus 0 is
1.
1.
any borrow.
No.
No, ma'am.
No.
1 minus 1 is
0.
0.
0.
any borrow.
No.
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 So now if I give you the number, can you follow this table and do the subtraction?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Take the question. Wait. One zero zero one. One 1001 minus it with it is 1001 with 111 0. Yes. Do
Ma'am, what's the second number?
Second number is 11101.
Okay, ma'am.
Done. Is it done? Yes or no? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
हो गया है?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Let me select who's going to answer. पूरा पूरा
I'm
वाले
from right hand side.
हाँ इधर से बताओ.
Ma'am, I got 00100
0 0 1 0.
0.
Whatever is written on the board, is it correct?
Yes, ma'am.
ठीक है. Everybody else has got same answer.
Ma'am, can
Yes,
you
ma'am.
please explain it?
1 minus 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. So 1 minus 1 is 0. 0 minus 0 is 0. So 0 minus 0 is 0. Next is 0 minus 1. So when I say 0 minus 1, it is 1 with borrow 1. Understood up till here?
Yes, ma'am.
Now I have 1, 0 and 1. So 1 minus 0 is 1. Yes or no? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
1 minus 1 is 0. Understood up till here?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
So what we did is when I did 0 minus 1, sum is 1, borrow is 1. Understood? And then I have included that one in the subtraction. 1 minus 1 is 0. Clear now?
Okay, ma'am. Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, take one more problem. Did we do only one or this was the second one?
First one.
First one. Okay, take the next one. 1110. 1110 with 4 times 1. Do this. Done?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, everybody?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Parth, tell me the answer from here.
Ma'am, I'm not done yet.
अच्छा ठीक है करो. Done?
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ बोलो पार्थ.
Ma'am, it's 11111. All
All
ones.
one?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All one. Is it correct? Please check.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Same.
Okay.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
is this understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Shall we go to the next topic?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, let us see binary multiplication. Can you see this part?
Yes, ma'am.
0 into 0 is 0. 0 into 1 is 0.
0.
1 into 0 is 0.
0.
So anything multiplied by 0 is always going to be 0. 1 into 1 is 1.
1.
Is this clear? So you have to follow this rule and multiply two binary numbers. Can you do?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Take the two numbers. Multiply. Wait, this will become very big number. Hold. Let me give you a small number. Now, how will you do? 0 into 0. Pay attention first. 0
Zero.
into 0,
0,
0, 0 into 1, 0, 0
1.
into
0,
0, 0 into 1, 0. 1 into 0, 0. 1 into 1, 1. 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 And then add. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Understood or not? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Huh. Just check if everybody is getting the same answer.
yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Same answer.
Yes, ma'am.
Everybody?
Yes, ma'am.
Take one example and then we stop. One more example. Done with the second sum?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Check the answer. Is this correct? 0, 1, 0, 1.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So have you all understood binary addition, subtraction and multiplication?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes,
Okay. Have you
ma'am.
understood sign magnitude representation
Yes, ma'am.
using 2's complement?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know what is floating point representation now?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So
Ma'am, please show
tomorrow
the
we will
second
take
answer.
problems on sign addition and sign subtraction. Okay?
Ma'am, please show the second answer.
Sorry?
Please show the second answer.
Sorry?
Please show the second answer.
Acha. See, the mic is poor of our laptop, so I am not able to hear you all. It is 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0. Seen?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
You all can leave. I will take attendance. It has already been taken over here. I can show you that. See, the attendance is taken. Okay. Can you see it on the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, I was left by mistaken. Am I there?
Sorry?
Ma'am, now I was left by mistake.
मेरे को खुद
Yes,
सुनाई
yes,
नहीं
your
दे
name is there.
हाँ?
Meet Panchal has his name in the list. He was asking that, so I said
हाँ
his
मीत
name
का
is
है
there.
नाम सबका ही है ठीक है जो प्रेजेंट है सबका है ओके So you all can leave now and go to the next lecture.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Thank you,
ma'am.
ma'am.